Hi, Gigi. This is Michael. Thank you for completing your independent speaking task for the TOEFL examination. So the question here is, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should help their parents with household chores as soon as they're old enough. Use details and examples in your response. Okay, so let's see how you did with this practice. Let's listen to your response now one time.
I agree. Children should help their parents with household chores as soon as they are of an appropriate age, because this can teach children some really valuable skills that will come in handy later in life. For example, back in 2001, when I was 18 years old, my parents had gone visiting my maternal grandparents.
Good
Consequently,
example.
I had to stay home by myself. As a result, I cook meals for myself, healthy ones, and I was able to actually clean the home and manage everything. Thankfully to my mom that taught me those skills back early in life when I was when I became a teenager. Therefore, when they were gone, I was able to survive.
Yeah, I think on this one, your last TOEFL exam was 25 on the speaking, right? So you're probably, I'm going to put you between 24 and 26. So I think the reason you got 25, or at least if you got 25 on this one, part of it's vocabulary. You can probably be a little more precise in the vocabulary that you're using. With your delivery, you had some rough spots, particularly when it comes to linking, trying to make that smooth delivery and linking those words within the thought groups. So let's listen to it one more time.
I agree. Children should help their parents with household chores as
Household, household
soon
chores.
as they are of an appropriate age, because this
Once they are the appropriate age. So that's where it's a little bit rough with the linking there. Listen to it
they
again.
are of an appropriate age.
Let me go back one more time here.
Parents with household chores as soon as they are of an appropriate age,
As soon as they are the appropriate age. As soon as they are the appropriate age.
because this can teach children some really valuable skills that will come in handy later in life.
So this can teach them valuable skills that will come in handy. Handy is a good word. It's a simple word, but it's a word that not all native speakers know. So you could have said useful, but I think by saying handy, it's a little bit more idiomatic and it sounds more natural, like you have a little bit better grasp on the
For
language.
example, back in 2001,
Yeah, I like how you're using, for example, as a transition word to help prepare for a specific
when I was
detail.
18 years old, my parents had gone visiting my maternal grandparents. Consequently, I
My parents had gone visiting. I would just say when my parents were visiting or they had left, they had gone visiting. Let me listen to that again. Probably a little bit better way to say.
grandparents. Consequently, I had to stay home by myself. As a result, I cooked in my maternal grandparents. Consequently, I had to stay home by myself. For example, back in 2001, when I was 18 years old, my parents had gone visiting my maternal.
Okay, let me see if I can give you a better alternative to that. Give me a quick second here. See if I give you a better idea here. Yeah, I think I would probably change it from had gone visiting to had gone to visit. So I think the infinitive is going to work better here than the gerund. So you might want to check the use of infinitives versus gerunds. Gerunds can talk about completed actions. and then gerunds and finitives can talk about potential actions.
Grandparents. Consequently, I had to stay home by myself. As a result, I cook meals for myself, healthy ones, and I was able to actually clean the home and
Now you did what now? Let me go back to what you just said here. Let me get this one more time.
self healthy ones, and I was able to actually clean the home and manage everything.
Yeah, but cleaning the home and manage everything, the word thing is not very precise. But clean the home, you can say, I clean the home by keeping the kitchen clean. I made sure the bathroom I was using was clean, and I wasn't throwing anything on the carpet or something. You could probably be a little more precise with some of that. Let me go back here for a minute.
My parents had gone visiting my maternal grandparents. Consequently, I had to stay home by
Yeah, good use of the word consequently to show cause
myself.
effect.
As a result, I cook meals for myself.
Be careful about repeating I. You don't want to repeat words like that. That's a sign of lower English proficiency. You can pause if you have to, but don't repeat a word uh, like what you're doing
Healthy
there.
ones, and I was able to actually clean the home and manage
See, this is where you're having some pacing problems and then some problems with your word choice.
everything. Thankfully to my mom that taught me those skills when back early in life when I was on my
Let's go back here to what you just said.
thankfully to my mom that taught me those skills when
Thankfully to my mom who taught me those skills. I would rephrase that. Let me go into chat. Thankfully to my mom who taught me those skills. Let me see if there's a better way to rephrase that. So you're kind of mixing up your grammar a little bit. You can say, if you look at what Chad has here, you can say, thankfully, my mom taught me those skills. I think that would work. Or I'm thankful to my mom for teaching me those skills. If you want to be more conversational, I'm really grateful to my mom. She's the one who taught me, or thanks to my mom, I learned those skills. You can say it that way. Or I'm grateful to my mother who taught me those skills. So sometimes the phrasing you're using, it's not as idiomatic or natural as it could be. And I think that's you're right on the edge, I think, of between 24 to 26. So if you're a little more natural and precise in the vocabulary you're using, I think that's going to put you over the edge for
back
that.
early in life when I was on my when I became a teenager. Therefore, when they were gone, I was able to survive.
All right. So I think when we look at the actual rubrics here, let's take a look. So delivery, I think you're probably maybe right around 3.5 on delivery. It says speech is generally clear, yes, with some fluidity of expression, though minor difficulties with pronunciation, intonation, or pacing are noticeable. I think language use, you're probably between 3 and 3.5. I think this is the area that's dragging you down. If you don't get 26, I think it's because of this. You have response may exhibit some imprecise or inaccurate use of vocabulary or grammar structures. The answer is yes. You did have some problems with that, or be somewhat limited in the range of structures used. So it may affect overall fluency, but does not seriously interfere with the communication of your ideas. It's true. I understand everything you're saying, but some of the problems are affecting your fluency. So I think to get better, you need to work on the word choice a little bit more. You need to be more natural sounding with the vocabulary.